What's up everybody, so in today's video we are working on part 2 of tuning the GTR with the Cobb Accessport. If you remember in the previous video that I uploaded, I unboxed the Cobb, showed you how to use the computer and the unit to load all of the maps onto it, and then of course I installed it onto the car and took it for a test drive. So this whole project I am working with AAM Competition. They have sent me a custom map for my car the way it sits with the 2.75 air intakes and then the mid-pipe and then the rest of the exhaust system all tuned on 93 octane. And so far I'm really liking the gains. The car is much quicker, above 4,000 it really rips and it's quite a lot of fun. However, I've already learned something new. The map that they sent me, there are actually 4 different maps. There is a low boost, a middle boost, a high boost, and then a valet mode as well. So far, everything that I've done with the car, it was on a low boost setting. So we're gonna drive around today and mess with the different maps because it's actually pretty cool how it all works. But we're gonna play with it on the high boost setting, of course, to see how much faster it is. So that'll be pretty interesting. And then the valet mode might be really interesting because it's gonna be really, really slow, which kind of is gonna be funny. But on top of that, we're gonna be data logging. So even though AAM is way up in Maryland, I'll be sending them all that information and they're gonna be able to fine tune the car and pretty much custom tune my car without me even going to a dyno or anything like that. There's a few specific polls that I have to do in the car that I'll send back to them, and they're gonna read every little bit of information and then pretty much custom tune the car for me. So to start off then, we're gonna hop back in the car. I'm gonna mount the Cobb a little bit. This is not gonna be the permanent setup for the way I'm gonna have it. So actually looking at it, looks like the back here is actually meant to be bent. That's actually kind of cool. So that actually might work right in this little groove right here. So I've gone ahead and just peeled all the adhesive off. I think that's gonna work a lot better. But now I will attempt to just stick it on right about there. Should be good enough. So to show you how to do the different maps in the car, you're going to use the cancel button that's on the steering wheel with your cruise control and then the little button on the right side. So hitting cancel, you're going to watch the boost gauge. It goes down to 0, and then scrolling up, that is map number 1, map number 2, and then that is map number 3, and then we go back down. Map 0 is the low boost, middle boost, high boost, and then the final map is the valet mode. So just like yesterday, I have the traction control and transmission into the race mode setting and then suspension in comfort mode. Right now I'm in the low boost setting, and I'll have all that in the description below. I can't remember exactly what the different boost settings were. Do a 3rd gear pull. I think that was about 15 PSI. That was quick. So while driving, I just hit cancel, and then we're gonna scroll up to the middle boost setting, and then I think, yeah, it automatically goes back to the normal boost gauge in a few seconds. So far, it's already really quick in just the standard new map. Wow, I think that was about 17 PSI or so. And then now hitting cancel again, we will scroll up. Now that is map number 2, which is the high boost setting. So we'll go down to 3rd gear again, and now with that setting on. Whoa. Alright, that was like 19 PSI or close to that, but that really pulled. So now let's try, I'm gonna put everything back into just standard mode, automatic mode. I'm gonna go into the valet mode. I don't know if there's a speed limit or not, so I'm actually gonna stop and then put it into that mode. So to put it into valet mode, cancel, we're all the way up into valet mode. I don't know if it's a boost setting or a speed setting, but this will be kind of funny. Now I'm never going to have my car valeted, but it is nice to have this kind of setting. Alright, so it still gets up and goes. I'm going 60 miles an hour, but it looks like that was like 8 PSI. It didn't really feel that quick. It was a little sluggish feeling. Put it into manual just to do a 3rd gear pull again with that mode. I mean, there's some turbo, only a few PSI, but that definitely did not rip it. So that's pretty neat setting there. Now for the data logging, we're going to do everything into map number 2, which is the high boost setting. That way we can really customize the car around the most aggressive setting. So to get the data logging, all we're going to do is take the Accessport, and they have all the instructions here. So select monitor on the Accessport. Let's go back to the full main screen. So I'm actually learning a little bit more on what to do. This is the menu that I need to go through to adjust everything. So basically, here's all the maps that I know the polarizer might look a little weird on the screen, but here's everything that I need to have checked. So I'm going to go through and check all of them and deselect anything that isn't. guess that's it. We're just gonna do a few accelerations. I'm not sure that's 100% correct, but I believe that's everything checked. So now to actually do these, the first thing we're gonna do is let it idle for 45 seconds. So that's what we're gonna do right now. And it is basically data logging just how the car is idling. Let me make sure if I'm in the same map that I was in earlier. And then after that, a third gear run in manual mode, light throttle from 1500 to 5000 at 5 vacuum. So basically right here. And then after that run, we're gonna do a zero boost run, 1500 to 5000 in third gear. And then after all of that, a third gear full throttle from 2000 to 7000 RPM. And it looks like it's been about 45 seconds. We will go ahead. I'll put everything, or at least the transmission and traction, in race just because that's what I pretty much drive the car all the time. Keep it in manual mode. So it's still saying it's logging. And it's probably even logging just right now the slow acceleration to see how at least that looks. And that right there is actually the 5 vacuum acceleration right there. It's a pretty slow acceleration, kind of funny to mess with. So with the light one done, now we're going to do it the middle one at 0 psi. So while I'm waiting for the road to clear up a little bit, I'm pretty sure all of this is data logging, so even just a few downshifts and some accelerations, that's still helping. Whoa! That right there, that was like 70% throttle third gear on the high boost setting already. That is crazy how much power that is. That actually surprised me right there. Wow. That is getting really cool. This thing is shaping up. All right, now for the third gear full throttle acceleration. So third gear around 2000 RPM. Up to speed pretty quickly. Alright, we'll do another one, not quite full throttle like that, but another acceleration now, second and third. Wow. Whew. That is genuinely so much quicker. So that wraps up the data logging. We did a few runs and drove the car around a little bit. I think I just hit the center button to cancel it and then exit. So that is it for data logging. We're not logging anymore. So now we're going to go back inside and pull up everything on the computer and then email that over to Mike from AAM. They're going to finish the fine-tuning of the car. They're going to send that back to me, and then we'll basically have a little bit more refined tune than what we're driving with right now. Already though, air-fuel ratios, everything is staying exactly what you want. The boost is very consistent. Everything is running exactly the way I would expect it to. But so far, that is running really good, and the car is pulling so hard. That top end, like I talked about in the previous video, is even more there now. There was a lot of top end last time in the low boost setting, but now in the full fastest high boost setting, it just pulls. So that is really, really impressive. Alright guys, so back inside now. I have the Accessport out of the car with the cable and everything. We're going to load it up just like you saw in the previous video. First things first is to open the Accessport manager, and then we'll connect everything. And we should be able to just drag and drop the files onto my desktop and then email them over to AAM so they can obviously look at everything. Alright, so now we'll take this and plug it into the computer. Alright, so there we go. There are the data logs that you just saw me do. So then just to take a look at the different maps within the one that AAM sent me. So map 0 is a 16 PSI, map 1 is 18, map 2 is 19. So that's about what I was finding on the boost gauge, and then 3 is of course the Valet. And then real quick, this one is one of the ones right from Cobb. That is a stock simulated one, as you can see. So right now, given that I can run this car stock with the 2.75 air intakes, that is a good one that I can compare. Once we finish all the little tweaks for this first map, it'll be really fun to go from the high boost setting from AAM and then compare it basically back to my stock car to really notice the difference. I think I'll just drag and drop it. So it went over here onto the screen. Let's double click it. And I opened one last night up. It was like a 3-second one. So this thing is popping up right now. So here is this one. So this is active map 2, which is the full boost one. Scrolling over all sorts of, okay, so these are all the parameters I think that I had checked. All right, and then we'll go to the next one. We'll copy this over as well. See what this one looks like. So this one looks like a little bit longer map. 46 seconds, so that might have been the idle, which they said 45, so I was pretty darn close. Everything, well actually I have no clue what I'm looking at. That's why we have a professional doing this. That's why it's really good to do the data logging with the tuner. So the last one right here, this one's taking a lot longer. This is probably the actual acceleration runs. I'm not sure what the first one was, and then this one right here said did not copy. But this one is a lot longer. If you look at this, I'm scrolling and the little cursor isn't even moving. So this one is definitely all the acceleration runs. And there's a lot of stuff to go through. So that about wraps up today's video. We checked out the 3 different boost settings in the current map. The high boost setting is really fast. That was awesome to check out. Almost 20 PSI. The car really pulls hard. It'll be really cool once everything is fine-tuned on this setting. And then in my next video, what I'm going to do is compare the new data logged map that AAM is going to send me, and then really get myself familiar with it, and then compare that to the stock simulated one that Cobb has. That way I can really go back and forth between what my car was before I did any of this, and then now what my car sits like right now with the full-on tune. So now all you have to do is email these over to AAM. They're going to take a look at everything, fine-tune it, and then send me a brand new map, probably tomorrow. So in the next video, that of course will be what the next video is going to be about. So that about wraps up today's video, data logging in the GTR and then checking out all the new settings with it. I'm excited to see the new map that they send me, see how much better the car is. It's already pretty insane on the high boost setting, so I can't believe what it's going to be after that. Huge thumbs up once again to AAM Competition. Definitely check them out for any of you Nissan or Infiniti sports car guys. They have all the bolt-on parts you're going to need. And then for tuning especially, I am remote tuning my car, getting my car custom tuned with them. Really cool option to have. And I'm excited for more power and just even more fun with the GTR. So anyway, that is today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Give it a huge thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button. See you guys next video.